Right, there we go. Welcome. It might take a minute to populate, but there's a reason for this live video. One, I'm just doing some Agilite gear, and I thought I'll do a live chat while I'm doing it. And two, to make sure. Now I've checked as much as I can to make sure this is something that YouTube doesn't mind, and everything that I've looked at says it's fine. Now we can't do the riff stuff on YouTube. I've tried it before. But I'm going to do some tactical gear. So welcome for joining. If you've got a question, shoot it in now before I get involved with what I'm doing. You're telling the world I'm inheriting all the GB. Yeah, you wish. I have an unhealthy amount of gas blowbacks. I do need to thin down. So we do have a WhatsApp group sales chat, which is linked in the Discord. So there's a bunch of stuff that's been uploaded there. It used to be convenient where you could, list the stuff on Discord, but we obviously lost that. Red Pan, if you got a question, shoot your question over. Evening, Hugh. How you doing? It's very odd, when you're talking to I'm used to talking on camera to myself anyway, but when it's on like a live like this where you're not getting interaction back, it's dead weird. The Gator Blaster buffer cap, I've installed one yesterday. When I fire with my Stanags, the mags drop out. That doesn't sound like a buffer weight issue. That sounds more like a mag release issue. Aloha, Roman. So yeah, basically, first time seeing live, so speaking on the phone earlier this week about Trinity Alpha Cerakote. Ah, yeah. Payday tomorrow, we're getting it sorted weekend. Yeah, I'm here when you're ready. So these are flooding in. The WhatsApp is disappearing messages, so I can't see old stuff, unfortunately. Okay. I should be able to refresh that. So if there's anything going on with that, I'm sure we can figure it out. But I have already uploaded like a bunch of stuff, which I think is cool. They're at pretty good prices as well. So are you thinking of making a bolt for Toxin MCX? Not at the moment, because there really isn't a problem with the standard one that I've found, unless you found an issue. Have you tried installing quad hop nub on your Scar GM? No. I've got a Flamingo in it, which is doing pretty good, so I'm going to leave that there. Salvo MCX V2 parts fit in the Salvo V1. I haven't seen a Salvo V2 yet. I was kind of asking Salvo to send me one, and they were like, "Oh, we'll think about it." Just because I've got that many GBRs, it doesn't make sense to me to keep buying this stuff just to double check stuff. So I will get a V2 eventually, and then we can check what's compatible and what's not. Do you think recoil is too strong and shaking the mags loose? Well, you could say that, but myself and many other people have got that heavy buffer and we're not having that issue. So either the mags aren't seated well, or it could be a weak spring on the mag release, or it could just be the mag release isn't screwed in properly. I couldn't tell without having some more images and seeing what's going on. Revisit the range videos when you put new hot rubbers in barrels in. Yes, I will. EMG mags don't drop, just the Stanags. Yeah, it's got to be something going on with the mag release. Consistency and range will stun you. Yeah, I never say never, but I've had good results out of the Flamingos, and that's not to say I won't swap it out. Just at the moment, it's doing pretty good. Difficulty replacements. They do have replacements on the website. They're probably just out of stock. If you shoot me a message on Instagram, they might respond to you. Notice yourself and Badger are doing similar reviews at the moment as well. Strange small circles. It's one of them things. We obviously have the similar interests. We bounce off one another. I'll get stuff, and then 6mm Badger will get stuff because he's seen my video, and vice versa. I'll get stuff because I've seen his video. So it goes. He does a very similar style of content to me, so it's not surprising. Flamingo at first, and the quad out performance. I'll give it a go. It less than TM7 impasse. He said about the range video. Not just yet. Just super busy with the impacts. So. Let me inside, start and continue. Yeah, just get if you're having trouble with your mag release, just get in the Discord, and there's plenty of people, including myself, that'll help you out. Favorite GBB SMG at the moment, I'm liking the Maruyama MP9 and the SPC9. They're very, very good. But the reason why I was doing this video, I was shooting a video today about Agilite stuff. So my Agilite plate carrier, which I've been using for a while now, that's the K19. Love that to bits, but I've always been wanting to get involved with, they do a chest rig as well. So I've ordered that. Now these things aren't cheap. The base chest rig, which is this little molly panel here, will set you back about £130. That being said, if you buy everything, so if I set this up exactly the same way I set my plate carrier up, I've bought everything that I need to do that, because they have loads of different add-on products. I also did buy their new sling to try, which I'm very excited about. Everything that I've bought here for this Reaper rig setup has cost me about 650 quid. So it's not cheap by any means, but I wanted to give it a go. So I've shot a video basically about me talking about what I've purchased, what I'm going to be putting on it. And then I've basically said in the video that I'm going to come back after I've built it all up and carry on with that in the video. So while I'm waiting to build this up, I thought, well, I'll just build it on a live stream, and then after that I can record the last video and then post the video. So I'm an Agilite. Oh, the chest rig is very good. That comment's been hidden by YouTube, by the way. Another moderator just handled this. Okay. For real, Agilite is really expensive. There are clones on Alley just saying we're airsoft players after all. That's fine. Now, I'm not telling you that you should go out and buy expensive Agilite gear. It's a personal preference thing. You can probably get copies of this stuff. You can get copies in terms of airsoft tactical gear on everything that's usually commercially available in the real shooting world. So what I will say is, when you've experienced real gear, it can go from anything from tactical gear to night vision to like optics, accessories. When you've experienced real gear and you see how much better it is than the Chinese copy stuff, you might say, right, it's not really worth the difference. It does what it does. It looks how I want it to. That's fine. For me personally, I am in a fortunate position where I'm able to buy such things, and my plate carrier, which you'll see in the video when I release it, the proper video, because I had to switch all the mag pouches on. Well, I didn't have to, but I did. But everything on my plate carrier, including everything, as well as the fact that I switched out all the mag pouches to go to the multi-caliber ones, that is somewhere between £1,500 to £1,800 because I've got real level 3 plates in. That is an extreme. Most people aren't going to run that, but I like experimenting with real gear. I had some saved up money that I'd used for, like, you know, selling riffs and other bits and accessories, and that's what I spend my money on. People spend it on expensive sports cars, people spend it on expensive golf clubs, and they go play golf for the weekend. It's, you know, everyone's going to do what they want to do. I'm not telling you you should buy this stuff. I'm just, again, for you guys, you're able to see it without having to buy it, as well as a lot of like the replicas. Most of you will tune in to look at reviews on replicas that sometimes those reviews have saved you money, because I'll review it and go, this is actually really bad, I wouldn't recommend buying it. On the opposite, like the Ghetto Blaster, this thing's great. Everybody goes, right, yeah, I can see this thing's great. They go out and buy it and they have a positive experience, but they're getting that intel before they have to make the purchase. So try plenty of the clones and just not comfortable level the shoulders. This is the thing. Real Steel, the option for me as well. My first plate carrier is Real Steel one from Chechnya. Now I'm running direct action gear. Direct action gear is very good. I've got direct action gear stuff. I believe they're in Poland, aren't they? So yeah, I'm not telling you guys what you should do, but you know, you're able to see this stuff without having to spend a dime. It's coming out of my pocket, as well as a lot of the replicas. I spend the money most of the time, so you don't have to. So, but yeah, I wanted one of these rigs. I bought all the extra bits for it, and I'm running it pretty much the same way that I'll be running my plate carrier, but it's just when I don't want to run the plate carrier, because that's the only rig I use at the moment. All my other stuff, I've got so many expensive pieces of tactical gear that are redundant now. I've switched to Agilite. So I want to experience the same thing with the chest rig. So there's people in the Discord. I'm not going to say his name because YouTube will be sensitive to his name, but there's a guy in the Discord, regular on the Discord, who's been telling me to get this for a while. I could get this, if I bought all this stuff from Agilite directly, I would without a doubt get it cheaper. It's just they didn't have various parts of the things that I needed in stock. So I went to Tactical Kit here in the UK. They had everything in stock that I wanted in the colour that I wanted. So I just went out and purchased everything I needed. So you got everything from the chest rig platform to the pincer placards, the 6-pack hangers, extra pouches, pistol mag pouches. They do these wings, they're called the Warfighter wings, which this will go in on the chest rig and give it like a quick detach, and it gives you extra molly spacey, stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is very inexpensive on its own, but when you're adding it all together, like admin pouches and such, it does start to add up. So yeah, I'm trying to do a live stream on the stuff that I was going to talk about, but there's so many comments coming in. I appreciate you guys so much. Real Steel, Spitfire, Micro Rig, such a good purchase. Yeah, I see you got in Ranger Green colour, a Sophisticated Man. Yeah, I'm changing it up. So it would have been more beneficial for me monetarily to have picked this chest rig up in multicam, because I've got the full set of placard and pouches that I replaced on my plate carrier for the multi-caliber ones. But I wanted to get away from multicam, so we went in the Ranger Green. So the only dilemma I've got now is, do I build another helmet setup in Ranger Green to match it? Spiritus it is, yeah. Ranger Green #1. Yeah, so I thought, well, while I'm just going to sit here and build this stuff on anyway, so you guys can come in if you've got any questions. What I might do is I'll try and move you back slightly so you can see this stuff a little bit better. But it's very, very straightforward. Some of it is a little bit more intense than others. But the other reason why I wanted this was, this is going to be great for SMG stuff as well. Now, you can run SMG magazines in these multi-caliber pouches, but you can, if you're using the dividers, so the multi-caliber ones come with dividers. So if you're using like a G series magazine or like an MP5, they'll slot straight in. But if you want to run MP9 or Scorpion, they won't go in with the dividers. So you have to just use one pouch per magazine. Build another helmet, yeah. Just wanted to say, Earmore has M31 headset. It's budget stuff, has no mic amplification, ain't as good as your mill stuff. I'll take a look at that. So yeah, I'll be running it with this. I'll be able to run all my M4 stuff, but then I've ordered an Unobtainium Gear SMG placard, which basically is, I think it's got 5 or 6 pouches. I'll be able to literally peel this off, put it to one side. The one that I've ordered comes with the G hooks as well. Those will lock into the chest rig, and I can just take MP9 mags or whatever. So it's the adaptability, where the plate carrier is kind of set up in a way where I don't really want to mess with it. So we've got to get this admin pouch on. I will try and keep an eye on the comments, but if I don't reply to you, just spam it. And these have these pistol mag pouches. Now, I am trying to remember how I mount this, so you'll have to bear with me. Welcome everyone. Just a bit of an ad hoc live stream, you know how it is. So yeah, I'm trying to remind myself here how to do it. I know when I did this on my plate carrier, it was a bit of a ball ache. Out of subject, I actually have a very important question, I think. Do you have any EU retailers? We do have EU retailers. They're not all listed on the website because I'm yet to update it because I've just been so busy. But you've got like JAL at Perfect Airsoft, you've got BB Shop, the Empire Airsoft EU store will probably have stock. There's many others as well. I do apologise to those that I haven't mentioned. The wholesale applications have just gone ridiculous on the website. So I've had so many. I've had like 30 applications in the past week, which is a bit of a ball ache, because, in fact, how did I have this set up? I think I had it set up the way I'm doing it, yeah. Because everybody, all these retailers are signed up for the wholesale, and the only reason they sign up for the wholesale is because they want the impacts. But even though I've said many times, at the moment, until we can massively ramp up production, because it does take a significant amount of money, we won't be opening it up. But all these people aren't interested in my normal parts, you know. They're only interested in the impact, which there's a lot of CQB sites that have applied for it. So unfortunately, even if we were doing it, I don't have stock, because the sales for the impact just went ridiculous. So I'm just trying to remind myself how I was doing this. I know it's a bit of an arse with these pistol pouches. So yeah, I was doing this. I was going to sit here and do it by myself, chilling with the cats. But I thought, you know, if someone's got a question, shall actually see many useful stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's out of stock. It's funny you mention Ireland. I was talking to the guys over at Airsoft Era, I think it's called. You have to correct me, Hugh, if I'm wrong. Airsoft Era. And nice chaps, because we've tried to restock them a couple of times, and Irish Customs is just keeps blocking the shipments, and we've kind of deduced that Irish Customs is just they're not happy about the grease pens, which is really weird. So it's coming back for a second time, so they will be restocked very soon. It's not a fault of ours. Irish Customs is a bit of a beast, because I've had a lot of parcels returned from, you know, sending to Ireland, with just no explanation as to why. Did you think about making a budget impact made in China? Why would you want a budget version of that? I don't think. I'm gonna try and do this correctly. I don't think a budget impact like a BFG is going to be worth it. It's if you go budget, you lose the quality. If you lose the quality, you lose the reliability, and then before you know it, you've made a product that everyone doesn't like. So I think the reason why the impact's done so well is, of course, because of its heritage. You know, there's a lot of people that know where that device has been, the history about it. They know how good of a device it is, and we've just managed to be past the baton to carry on with it, and we feel very, very honoured to do so. I did say it correctly. Thanks, you. The first time I couldn't pronounce it properly. Does the Mariana mags fit in when you use the dividers? No, they don't. I tried to fit 2 in at the game I went to, and there was that much pressure in them. It actually ended up pushing the outlet valves and dispelling the gas. So you need like a proper pouch. They went in just fine, so you could run them without the dividers, and they sat just fine. But a proper SMG pouch, which is why I've ordered a proper placard for it. So Irish Customs can be a pain depending on the day. Full riffs get through. The parts have problems sometimes. Yeah, it's really strange. Ranger Green looks much brighter on the website. Yeah, the lighting's going to be different anyway. China has dirt cheap CNC machining and can keep up with the quality if you find a good factory. Budget because it's China made, not because the quality. Yeah, I understand that. I understand. It's the way that we're getting them made is very good priced for what it is. There isn't really much avenue to save, I suppose I'm trying to say. Now, I'm not going to say never. You know, if we found factories that could help us with production alongside our own that we currently use, they are, you know, very busy with our parts at the moment. You know, trying to save money in any aspect is always good to keep a business alive. So yeah, never say never. At the moment, we're happy with who we're using, and yeah, we'll take a look at it down the line. TMP 320 arrived this week from Japan. This week, no problem, go figure. See, I've ordered, you obviously ordered it from Japan. I ordered it from, what's the place? I ordered it from WGC on pre-order, and that pre-order is now sold out, so I imagine mine's on the way somewhere. Javan recently started making amazing EG gears. Is amazing quality, communication is awesome. You can maybe hit them up. What is Javan? Is that a factory? Hey, yeah, I've got a question. My HPA Saiga SBS is only shooting TBVs, and the third just kind of falls out. Don't think it's feeding issue because who's come out. Would you? I'd take a look at the hot rubbers and stuff and make sure it's sealing properly. I don't have massive amounts of experience with the SBS. I looked at Mustang's SBS very briefly. Let me just pay attention here so I get this right. So yeah, I don't own one, unfortunately. So without, it's very difficult to say sometimes because it could be caused by a couple of things. You'd have to have a closer look at it. SHS used to be best AG gears on the market. Okay. We have plenty of people, you know, on board with Jaeger Precision. We're not going to struggle. It's we've got plenty of very smart people on the team. Those that worked on the original devices as well. So I'm just trying to follow it. So Hugh, how is your P320? Because mine's meant to be coming soon. I was hoping it was going to be here this week, but obviously not. I imagine the stock needs to be shipped from Japan to Hong Kong, and then WGC will send it out. Now, if you've ever done Agilite stuff, getting these straps through these pouches here is an absolute pain in the arse. The side ones aren't too bad, but the middle one, jeez Louise. Tomo, P320 is on the way from Japan too, can't wait. Yeah, I'm hoping it's as good as what everyone says it is. I say that, I've just been looking at various videos. I did see a video by, was it Max Sakai? Very interesting. It's difficult. You have to look at those. There's going to be a bit of difference because they're in Japan. They're using weaker gases, and I know everybody says with Marui you got to use weak gas. I don't. I never have. I've run my Maruis on green gas and propane for years, under the assumption that, you know, I'm fully aware if I break it, it's my problem. I've got to fix it. But I've been very lucky. They've been very, very good. So we pull this through here. Pull the Velcro on. So I'm basically just threading that through there, which is a nightmare. And then you have to thread these little bits through the back. Like that. And then that's on. What have I forgot to do? This needs to wrap around, doesn't it? Wrap this round. And that is a pincer placard with the admin panel on, with the pistol pouch on. So that's how I run it on my plate carrier, and then this will go on the front. Before we do that, we need to take a look at the actual chest rig itself. So I need to pull out the basically the strap parts. So oh god, I'm missing comments here. Any thoughts on the VFC AK? I've heard good things about the VFC AK, and I've heard terrible things about it. Dual butter knife is mine, but yeah, it's true. Out the box, lifts up to 0.36s, long and straight, not going to change anything, plus it has a great kick. That's what I want to hear. Hey, a quick question about your suppressor. What made you go for a wide suppressor rather than a slightly longer and slimmer? Did you do tests for how the width affects the sound? It's kind of a suppressor that I thought wasn't being... I don't like super long suppressors. You know, fairly stout, this size, and a nice chunk. I just wanted it chunky, and I wanted it built like an absolute brick house, because everything that you get on the market nowadays is super thin and not very strong, where if you That's a billet, you know, solid chunk of billet that's bored out. It's I'd probably say it's one of the strongest suppressors out there, made out of aluminium. Be interested to see what the TMP20 is like. Yeah, can't wait for it. Down looks good, looking good. Please check out Javan. They're the partner you need. Maybe they can help us out with a lot of the little parts. Sounds like you're getting paid by them. No, I'm just a fanboy of a machine factory. Okay, let's keep it civil, boys. So on the Reaper rig, we have to pull this strap out like that. So they've gone for like an X harness type, and I've heard that these are very comfy. Obviously, I'm not going to say his full name because of YouTube, but R Words Magnet on the Discord has been trying to get me to get one of these for a while. He says he loves his. At least I'm sure it was him. So we pull the back straps out. We've got to take the side wings off. So here, I believe it's as simple as peel this Velcro. We've got two little straps that come up like that. And then that pulls out the back. Dead easy. It's not needed, the Warfighter wings. It's just gonna... What's wrong with an X harness? It's not like a normal X harness, this. So let me put it together first, and I'll show you. Yeah, it's not like a normal X harness because you've got this piece that sits across your back. So there's nothing to slide around or anything like that. I've heard this is extremely comfortable. Everything's vented. I'm picking bits up here. So we take the straps off, and here we go, Warfighter wings. We convert it to this. So not only does this give us quick detach, so we can get it on and off very quickly in case of an emergency or in case we're just trying to look cool. You take the one side, it's basically reverse of what we just done. Two little straps. We slide that through the gaps here. So I'm going to slide those through. I was actually going to put a disclaimer in this video because last time I did Agilite stuff, I got moaned at like nothing because people were basically saying that I was supporting Israel. And I was going to put a disclaimer at the start of this stream and just go, look, I ain't bothered. I couldn't care less about politics. I'm just here doing and talking about a hobby I enjoy, using some cool products. That's as far as it goes. We don't get political in here because honestly, I know nothing about it. It's got nothing to do with me. Right, so we put that strap in, and then on the back of the X harness, we're basically just going to reverse what we just did. Now, what I do need, what did I do with it? We need the little elastic bits. So yeah, you could easily buy this chest rig, 130 quid, put your own pouches on it, and away you go. You don't need all the extra stuff. Arms. How have you got the? Have to get the Agilite magnetic belt class. I've already got one. Checkmate yourself. Having wing with tubes for disconnect is a game changer. Come on, the XNH harness. Just try and flick through your comments before I carry on. The new rear hanger is excellent ad. I did see that actually. You're questioning 130 quid. Honestly, I've spent a lot more than that. I wish I didn't have to, but like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, for those that didn't catch it, once you've experienced high quality proper gear, it's like a game changer, because if you can afford it as well. Not everybody can. I understand that. I'm not trying to say this is something that you should go and buy. You need this. You don't. But when you've experienced this high quality stuff, I used to have a lot of issues with back strain. So like pulling the muscles in my back with my other plate carriers. As soon as I switched over to the Agilite one, all that went away, like shoulder pain from carrying the weight, back pain, because it was being distributed around my body a lot better. And it just goes to show you that the poorly fitted gear is not good for your body at all. Just struggling to get this bloody elastic strap on. So, hey, with the mic here from Norwest Airsoft. Built the gun, saw the video first off. Apologies on the loose stock. I think it could have rattled loose from shipping, yeah. So welcome, Norwest. It completely confused me when it turned up because I'd forgot about it, and I was like, why have I been sent a replica from America? Like, I don't remember ordering anything. So yeah, it really did confuse me because a lot of time had passed since I'd chatted to Perrin about it, and I was kind of confused why it came from so far away, because I thought Perrin was like a Polish company. I might be wrong on that, or European company at least. No equipment, myself included. I mean, just got the salvo rack there. Now I'm already looking at the salvo marketing. Yeah, it's one of them things. You can, if you want to do airsoft, you can go out and you can buy a cheap Cyma AK or whatever M4 and just run around having a laugh with a high cap mag. You can very much airsoft like that, but as with anything in terms of hobbies, there's always going to be markets for better stuff. We obviously borrow a lot of stuff from the real world as well in terms of tactical gear and stuff. So there's always avenues for people to do more stuff. You know, if you want to go spend more, it's happy days. I've been owned on an airsoft field tons of times with a rental with a JG G36. It's, you know, you don't need to have good gear to be good at airsoft. And I'm very much not good at airsoft anymore. I used to be a little mad head. I used to run around like a headless chicken. Now, how am I going to get this on? How am I going to fit this? Oh, it's going to be a pain. I think one of the cats has just farted and ran off because it stinks. Oh, there we go. At least we know that won't come off easily. So, hope it serves you well. I sent some to Russia and a couple in UK, a Scotland guy, I think, a dude in Hawaii. Yeah, it's appreciated. Like I said to Perrin that I'd happily take a look. It is a bit out of my now comfort zone, shall we say, because I very much do a lot of gas blowback content. So I was a bit confused. There wasn't really much I could say because bear with me, I'm just trying to find a tool. There wasn't really much I could say about it because it was like already done. And that's not as a a bad thing. I was of the opinion that maybe it was coming unbuilt and I'd have to put it, build it on screen, and that would be the video, like showing people how easy it was, or giving people a guide. So I'll do some content with it, but yeah, I'm more GBB stuff, if I'm honest. Best place to get spare parts for a riff. If you're repairing a broken one, it depends on what it is. It really does depend on what it is. Yeah, no. Why you the glorious R magnet? Why are you retracting your messages? Are you saying wrong stuff? TM 41600S. Again, it depends what part you want. Where to buy it? The simplest answer is when people say, because I get asked all the time, where do I buy spare parts for this, that, and the other? The only correct answer to that is where it's in stock, because most of the time you're going to run into an issue where you need a part and you just can't find it. Like I need a spare nozzle set for one of my MPXs. Can't get it. It's out of stock everywhere, so you're kind of just stuck. This mesh health review. I can't read that Endurus. God, what's going on here? Retard, all your comments are being blocked for some reason. That's not me calling him that name. That is literally his name. Nozzle housing for W Glock 17. Again, Google's your friend. I get asked a lot. I couldn't tell you. Check the Hong Kong stores, WGC, JK Army. Airsoft Tiger's a good one. 6mm airsoft. Go try out the big easy ones that are very good with their postage. Or if you can get it in the UK, if you're in the UK or your respective country, then that's absolutely fine. Just go where it's in stock close, and it's going to cost you the least amount of money. So, team of players have all converted to GBI over the last 2 years. It has changed our gameplay and given us all a new interest in airsoft. Yeah, that's the thing. I got to a point with electric stuff where I just got bored. Don't get me wrong, if you're using a GBBR on the field, you're massively at a disadvantage to everyone that has an AEG or HPA. You just are, in literal simple terms of volume of ammo that you can chuck out and volume of ammo that you can carry. However, if you go out, and when I started using MWSs a lot more, when you're going out, you find yourself shooting a lot less. So you're not shooting as much, which means you can go higher and higher on the ammo weight to get better accuracy and performance. And then you change your play style. Like, I go to HC2 a lot, and you'll see it in the videos where I'm a GBBR user and I'm going up against people that have got high cappers and AAPO1s with HPA adapters that have got 250 round mags in. I still hold my own, but sometimes you just get outgunned, or you run out of ammo. So you do get more out of it. It's like being a sniper. Most people, when they start airsoft, they want to be a sniper because they want that satisfaction, that one shot hitting person really far away. With GBR, you get that satisfaction every time you pull the trigger because it's just, the shooting experience is very good. Is the MP7 MPass project still a thing, or has it died? No, it's still a thing. But I think what I'll probably do first, like you've said there, is do a downgrade valve, because the MPass is going to take some time. And I think some of the parts that we do, I think the MPass for the MP7 is going to have to be machined, or at least some parts of it, because it's completely changing the nozzle, the rear part of the nozzle. So, but you can have a signature feel of superiority when using GBRs. Every time you come into these chats or comments, you're always saying VFC, VFC. GBR, and I'm enjoying SF much more. You will. You get more out of it. Slightly Platinum Ireland has on average 150 players each day. We can hold our own as a team with GBRs. You can, because you're teaching yourself to shoot better, because you're not having to just hold the trigger down. I've been pushing, especially the guys at H2, I've been pushing for gas blowback only events. My idea was gas blowback only events, no AEG, no HPA, no HPA adapters. But because everyone's using less ammo, you're not allowed to load ammo in the CQB arena. So you're only allowed to load ammo after you come down after a game, but also to enable, select fire. So if your airsoft replicas can do it, have at it, as long as you're using gas. So preferred DMR sniper can still be sneaky, but don't have to. Yeah, that's true. My local CQB runs tap, tap, pause. I don't get that. Tap, tap, pause. Like, as long as you're not spamming, I think it's fine. I think people know when they're taking the mick with it as well. Mostly it comes from HPA, which is just so quick and easy to get on the trigger, or souped up AEGs. James played the site this year. James played the site this year. Oh, you're on about Mustang? Yeah. Is that what you're on about? But yeah, we're actually going to be building a nice DMR for Netsy, who edits all my videos. Right, we've got the wings on. Been chatting for too long now. We have got the wings on. So you'll see it gives us a bigger strap across the back, and it gives us these extra, like 3 extra molly slots, 4 in total. So we can add extra pouches, which is going to be great. So now it's a simple case of, I can take the placard that I've built, and I'll have to check which one I think it's that one. Would it be that one? No. So basically what we do, we take these hooks, you get the hook and you put it through the loop here, the bottom of the strap. So that one goes in that side, that one goes in that side, and then you pull it straight, and then we basically place that down. We might have to go to the one above. Just place it properly, line it up properly. There we go. And that holds all that in place. So there, your placard's fitted. These are quick detach. You've got a different placard you want to throw on there, that's great. Now, we just have to make sure this Velcro's stuck down. On the reverse side of it, so the inside, we can pull this bottom Velcro tab here, like that. You know, shows us the Velcro. We take our 6-pack pouch, pull that out, and then we line this up on the Velcro. That bit of straps in the way. That's slightly annoying. Strap that down, and now we've got our chest rig with our 6-pack hanger pouch. Now it's starting to take shape, isn't it? So what I will be doing is that's the straps. We've got 2 more of these pincer pouches. What's weird with Agilite is they do like molly, but they do like, it's almost like shortened molly. So usually you've got those sections there and there, but it's almost like you've got half molly steps, which means you can get a lot more purchase on it. Now, I can't remember if I mounted them lower. I don't think I did. The difference is the molly is different on this section here to the big sections here. So I might just load it up on the big section, and then we do have a strip of the molly here in case we need it. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I might just do it normally, tight to the rig. Actually, it's going to help us changing mag a little bit better and faster. This kitchen makes sense. Looks very well designed. It is. And I think that's what people don't understand with Agilite. They've put thought into pretty much every aspect. So they've really built like a great infrastructure. I love my K19, and I'm hoping that this is going to be just as good. So we wrap that round there. I don't want that one. I think I want that one. So we're doing not quite as many steps in these pouches. It's double molly for combat belts, yeah. Let's pull this out here. I just don't remember seeing it on the other stuff. Now it has been a while since I put that together, but I just don't remember seeing it. We're in dark mode for the sight. For the Jaeger sight, I don't know actually. Do you want a dark mode? Do you do your purchases in the dark of a night time and the bright white background? Are you hiding it from your missus? Just go into the toilet in the dark. Load up the Jaeger website. It's like, bah! I suppose I could look into dark mode. The website does need a bit of an update. It needs further developing, because once I got it set up, once I got the website set up, it was all systems go with orders. So I haven't really had much time to myself ever since. Right. I can't remember how I did this. Right, that's how I did it. Okay. Just reminding myself doing it the same way. So we want that one. Oh, I suppose in Molly you can thread it at the end many different ways, couldn't you? I just try to do it the most secure, where I know it's never ever going to come loose. To be honest, I've never ever had a Molly pouch that I've put together come loose. You have to, don't mind Nudies, he's just doing his Call of the Wild there. I suppose it would have been easier for me to take this off. This quick detach piece is a little bit strange compared to the plate carrier. It's a different way of doing it. Right, we need to fold this up. Definitely going to a school someone called. Don't live in the US, we don't do that over here. Right, we need to thread that back on itself. My Novrich dump pouch is always coming loose, yeah. Are you doing the Molly properly, or is it a Novrich product issue? That's the question. Is it user error? There we go. That's mounted. What are you doing, you nutcase? We're almost there, boys and girls. But I also did pick up their new Reflex 3D sling, which looks very promising. I'm a Ferro Concepts user, but as soon as I saw that they'd done a sling, I was like, I need to get on that. Out of curiosity, what would people suggest as a good ghillie top? That's just the sleeves, hood and back. Probably, I mean, I know, like him or hate him, but you have to say that the Kicking Mustang ghillies are probably an industry leader now. They're very, very good. The only reason I say that, I was given what you're talking about, like a cloak type thing that's like open on the front. I got given one by Kicking Mustang, and I was using it at a game, and that's all I had on. It wasn't, you know, people craft them and stuff. It wasn't crafted. And I remember just lying on the floor, and people walked past me like I was invisible, and I'm a big guy. I just couldn't believe how well it worked. Right, what am I doing here? Don't want that one. I want the second one. Wait, you're not from the US? Do I sound like I'm from the US? Do I sound like I'm from the US? I don't think I do. I'm not from the US, no. I am from the UK, the United Kingdom. Will 2 MP9 mags fit in that pouch? No. No, I've already tried. Even the multi-caliber ones, which are a bit wider, they're just a little bit too... I tried loading them. If you think about the width and the narrowness of the magazine compared to the width, I know it's weird saying it because you've got the height, width, depth. So they're, if you look at them side on, they've got a bigger dimension one way than the other way. So I tried mounting them like that and like that in the pouch, and they just they wouldn't quite go in. I tried to force them in front to back, and they ended up just pressing the gas valves and releasing the gas, which when I was in the CQB safe zone, because I run smelly propane, you can imagine all the people that moaned when a load of gas come out my mag. So I mean, you do sound a bit like 6mm Badger, because he's from the UK, you idiot. Thank you. 6mm Badger moved from the UK to the US. Yes, he did. A lot of messages being withheld for review. Is he related to 6mm Badger? No, I'm not. No, not at all. Would you consider selling secret foam for different cans like the hexes? I would love an upgrade from like, yes, I have looked into it. It's just, I'm just one thing at a time. There's that much stuff going on. Do you run your DJI without any protection? Yeah, I run nothing on the front of it. I've got it here off my helmet. Let's just let me take it off. So I run it as it is like that. as far as I'm aware, I've had no impacts on it. The thing that, in fact, I've got an impact right, I don't know if you can see this, right there on the plastic. See that dent? So it is dented. Wow. As far as I'm aware, I've had no impacts on. I was more concerned about the screen. So I wanted to get some kind of case. I was looking for like 3D printed cases and stuff that could just completely cover up the front screen and expose the lens. Because you do get replacement lenses in the box with the cameras. And I also bought a bunch of them when I first bought the camera. So replacing this isn't an issue. I just don't want this to get battered, but I'm just waiting for someone to come out with a 3D printed protective like case that can just literally cover the front, so all you've got is the lens. As you'll witness there, I didn't even know that that was dented, but it's got kind of like a rubberized feel to it. So I do have two of them though. I have got a spare, which isn't the answer, but you know. Any word on the Salvo precision bolt carriers? On my ones, they're not ready yet. It's from the UK. What is the advantage of not using green gas but using propane or whatever it is you use? It's a dry gas, so there's no additives, and it's cheap. And it has good performance as well because it's got no additives. A fat bear case. I've seen cases like for diving and stuff where it's a big solid clear plastic thing and they're just ugly as hell. I just want a 3D printed fascia that I can just clip on. I might have to do it myself just to cover the front of it up. I don't want to put anything on this because it messes with the quality. You know, I will just replace lenses, and if they need to be sent in for repair, if they're that damaged, then I'll do that or just replace them. There's a few on Cults 3D. I'll send you some links. I have looked, but I couldn't find anything. Speaking of helmets, how comfortable is the PTS Tech? I stopped wearing my FMA Maritime as I kept getting headaches. It's the first helmet I've had where I don't get really bad strain on my head. So I've only worn it for a consecutive amount of hours, but until now, it's weird because when you put it on, the pads are quite hard. And you're like, oh, this ain't going to be comfortable. Then you put it on, you're like, oh, actually. It's like wearing like one of them bicycle helmets. It's like a hard thing, but then when you put it on, it's not bad. I tried dual code gas, yeah, long time ago. I won't go away from propane because of how much I shoot. It's just not cost effective for me. If, let's say down the line, a company wants to sponsor me and ship me all the gas that I want to use, then happy days, but it's just too expensive. I can, like a refilled Coleman propane bottle literally costs me £1, £1 for a pound, you know, what is it, a kilo bottle or half a kilo bottle? So it costs me very, very little and it performs. We had a test years ago when I was still friendly with, I say still friendly with Bavtac, when me and Bavtac used to knock around a lot. We did a test where, did he do the test or was it just me? I can't remember. Where I took green gas, red gas, black gas, guarded power-up gas and propane. I did a bunch of tests. Not stuff that's recorded like FPS or anything like that. Just how the rifle felt and how it performed, the efficiency of it. And on every test that I did, the pure propane came out on top. So that's what I went with. There was nothing scientific about it. It was just a test I was doing for myself. And I was like, right, that's what I'm going to go with in future. Do you think VFC will reveal an AKSU at MOA? And should I get it or wait for a few months to the first batch promises? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't seen their AK. I've heard good and bad. But the AK is so expensive, like £690 for a gas AK is just preposterous. And I've just come to the point where I'm like, I'm not paying it. I paid 650 quid for the KS1 and the performance, it's a great good looking gun. It feels great, but performance wise, it's just not good at all. I am going to put some upgrade parts in to see if it's going to fix it. And if I do that and it doesn't get to my standard, then I'm just gonna part ways with the VFCs. Apart from the SMGs are really good. Where would you get it from? Where would I get what from? The propane? You just get the Colemans from like camping stores, and then I just bought like a refilling rig and I refill them myself. There's videos that I've done it, so if you want to know more about the propane, head onto the channel. There's a full video there where I explain everything about it and how to do it. It's going to be better for you watching that than me commenting on here, because I won't be able to, you know, regurgitate all that information like I did in that video. Oh, there we go. I don't have anywhere to refill propane near me, so it would be more expensive doing it that way. If you've got anywhere that sells Cala gas, like the Cala propane gas, or B&Q, anywhere like that, that's all you use, and you just buy an adapter off AliExpress, and away you go. But again, watch the video. It'll explain everything you need. If you use dry gas, do you have to lube occasionally? Yeah, occasionally, but not as often as you think. If you're using good quality lubricants, i.e. the Jaeger 1 pen, or any type of synthetic grease, a lot of people love super lube. That's good as well. As long as you use that stuff, you probably find, I hardly ever maintain my guns, because they're just, usually they're running absolutely fine. If it starts to run a bit sluggish or something, I'll strip it apart and clean it and lube it. So how do you refill the propane? It's in the video. I'll let you go watch that. The AKSU is coming, just don't know when. Hopefully WellPro will beat them to it with TM Compat 1. Now, I've got a bunch of upgrade parts to shove in my WellPro PPK 20, which is going to be a good video coming up soon, because I found a fix for the mags. Say I found a fix, I tried something and it worked. Sounds like something a TM fanboy would say. Honestly, I don't care anymore. TMs work. They outshoot VFCs all day, every day. I'm a little bit more diplomatic when I say it in the reviews, but everything I've done till now, I have bought and sold hundreds of gas blowback rifles and SMGs. I've had a lot. A lot of the people that like to give me crap online about me saying stuff about VFC, they've probably had a couple of rifles, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I've experienced a lot of products, and I'm telling you what's working the best for me. That doesn't mean it's going to be the best for everyone. I always say that. It's just, and they were like, no, VFCs don't shoot bad. And I've gone to the range and shot multiple VFCs and gone, lads, this just isn't good enough. You know, a Ghetto Blaster out the box just absolutely spanks it. You're welcome. When are the gas adapters back in stock? Everything's been delayed with the impacts. So that's kind of taking priority at the moment, because it's the hot product. Everybody wants it. We need to get it back on the shelves, and we're rushing to get the impact and the new multi-shot bases, which I'm not even sure if I can show you. Got it down there. I just can't show you on the live stream. But massive rush. Not rush, but massive effort to get everything back in stock. Why am I missing a load of bits? Don't know what I've done with them. Probably dropped them. Where's that gone? All the dividers for the mags. I don't know what I've done with them. Oh, they're still in there. So we can pull these dividers out. I bet you would like the GHK V3. Maybe, but I have a limited, it might not seem like it, but I've got a limited amount of money to spend. So I can't buy every replica out there. Now, if GHK wanted to get on board and say, look, we want to send you something, happy days, I'll look at it all day. Even if I think a product's not going to be good, I will happily give it its fair try. But yeah, we've built the Reaper rig. We can try and shove it on. Have I messed up here? That one's okay. I've messed this strap up. So just buy the new GHK 4 and 6. It's almost cheap. Do you use that? Do you use that from Modify a lot? Do you use that from Modify a lot? Not sure what that means. Do you think on the GHK AKM V3? I don't think I've ever had one. Whack this setup on a plate carrier and I'm sold. Makes you want a plate carrier over a chest rig. A plate carrier is going to cost you a lot more money. I'm about £1,500 to £1,800 in on my plate carrier, and it's my own fault because I decided to change out all the pouches for the multi-caliber pouches, and I've got the backpack, I've got everything on it. It also doesn't help that I've got level 3 ceramic plates, thanks to Hayden. Because he's like, oh, have you seen this website where you can get a set of level 3 ceramic plates for like, I think it was like 150 or 300 quid. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. I need a chest rig ASAP. So the question was, Do you use the scar from Guns Modify often? I have done, yeah. Not recently, but I have done. Boys, I'm having a nightmare here. I've just messed it up. It was fine. I've just messed it up. What is going on? It's chatting. It's chatting. That's what's messing me up. God told I can't use my Agilite Reaper at my local site due to the company's origin. What? What site is that? Name and shame that site. They told you that you couldn't use... See, this is the political nonsense about it. People get on the high horses. It honestly, it's absolutely sickening. And people should boycott it. Like, why are you enforcing your own political agenda on what tactical gear I wear? If I pulled up to a site and they said, oh, you can't use Agilite gear because it's from Israel, I'd tell them to F off and I'd go play somewhere else. We ain't got time for that BS, have we? We just don't have time for it. Like I was saying in my original video, people got on there saying I shouldn't support Agilite because they're an Israel company. Honestly, F off. I don't care. We're here talking about our hobbies. We're here talking about airsoft, tactical gear, this, that, the other. That's what we're here for. That's all that matters. We ain't got to pull no political crap in on it. Now, this isn't going to be set up, so apologies, but I'm going to have to undo the straps. In fact, it's not far off. I just need to release the back strap. The shoulder straps aren't that bad. Now, with the shoulder straps, which is what I love about this, if we take off this piece here, you've got these two straps here, and you've got like these ruler, you get a bit closer, you've got like these ruler markings. So when you adjust the straps for your rig height, you can set it to the exact same, which is honestly is genius, because the amount of times I've tried to set a rig up and I can't quite get it, and it's always like one to the other. And when you've got them loaded up, you can actually pull both these tabs like that and the rig will lower, and if you want it higher, you just pull it up and it higher, so you can adjust it in real time. I have to undo the back strap. You can adjust it in real time, but yeah, it's mad about that site. Honestly, it's ridiculous. The plates are worth it, Aidan. Yeah, I agree. The hoppy's giving me a little hot trouble. Keeps getting loose. Did you mount the wings wrong way around? No, I didn't. You can only mount it one way. Woke gone wrong, yeah. Modify Scar is awesome. Blue Loctite hop screws, yeah, that's correct. Skirmish Airsoft. Had to use a rental rig for the day as they refused refund. Now, let me tell you something interesting about Skirmish Airsoft. You might or might not know this. Skirmish Airsoft, or I presume it was Skirmish Airsoft, it could be Skirmish Paintball or whatever. They sent round a cease and desist to all the different airsoft sites saying that they had copyrighted the word skirmish and no one else could no longer use it. That's the type of company that you're supporting. And I've spoken to various airsoft sites and they were like, yeah, we had this cease and desist from Skirmish Airsoft, basically saying they've copyrighted the word skirmish and we can't use it anymore on our skirmish days. That is that type of company. It's ridiculous. Imagine being that petty. Honestly, like they invented the word skirmish. It's ridiculous. Agilite's gigabase, they made ads in Gaza. Oh dear. That's insane. Invest in real estate through Israel. Gaza part. Which one? James Callas doesn't keep hop. Like the wheel turns itself, screws are tight. Now, I sold that off in October. Now, that ruler thing is smart. The amount of time I spent setting up a Word PC, yeah, again, having it settable is perfect. Skirmish Airsoft is also a paintball site, yeah. That's crazy. We have a site here in Belgium where you need to use their BBs. Never been to that place again. Exactly. Fortunately, it's either that or Phoenix Airsoft near me. Honestly, I'd go to Phoenix Airsoft if it's a decent site. I would never, ever support a company that conducts themselves in that way. I'm sorry. We're here to enjoy our hobby. We're here to do airsoft. We're not here for this nonsense, you know. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to get to a site and some guy goes, "You're wearing Agilite, you can't wear that here." I think I'd be having a fight with them, to be honest. First and only, yeah. They're the ones that do all the other kinds of weird stuff, like drilling P90 nozzles. Have you played at Imperium? No, I haven't. Let me just suss this. Just trying to suss this out. I need to adjust it for fatness. How do I do that? Why are you not loosening? This is a bit weird, this. Oh, I see. I understand it. Yeah, trying to give airsoft sites a cease and desist was crazy. And a couple of the site owners that I talk to often, I'm going to tell them about that Agilite thing. That they're going to love that. They're going to find it really funny. If you don't understand it, there's guys dressed up in World War II German gear, exactly. Symbols and all, yet not a single complaint from the march team on that. They're just pushing their agenda. They're pushing their woke agenda. Don't be wrong, that I'm sure there's stuff that's happened in Gaza that is despicable and shouldn't have happened, but I'm not informed on it. Can you trust the media to tell you what's right and what's wrong? Are they reporting for this side or that side? I stay away from it. They're a company. They produce good stuff. That good stuff can be used in my hobby that I do. The plate carrier solved all my back issues I was having with other plate carriers. It's as simple as that. You know, it shouldn't really go any further. Exactly. What are they getting out of it? It's this you get it with a lot of marshals at some sites where they get this power trip, and I think it's that they like to boss people around. And but anyway, we'll keep it positive, guys. Let's not give them any more chinwag time, shall we? We're running around playing. Yeah. Just grab a whiskey, mate. This is the whiskey conversation rant. Honestly, if you guys want to see like a nighttime whiskey rant, you let me know. Perhaps we'll get on the Discord and do it. If you want to buy some gear, I'll buy it. It may well be produced for the Russian government. Exactly. Russian gear? Are they telling all the Russian cosplayers they can't use the Russian gear because Russia invaded Ukraine? It's just ridiculous. And they only pick and choose. They're very, you know, it's just bonkers. Anyway, I'll stop talking about it now. But does anyone know of a good PDW stock that will fit on an ENC AR receiver? It's a very specific request. Honestly, I couldn't help you. Howdy from Japan. Welcome. I'm going to say Pompous Whale, if that's correct. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on products and such. I watch your videos from time to time when I'm trying to learn and compare. Big help with the videos. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome from Japan. Saying random company in Israel is in any way responsible for Gaza. Exactly. And, you know, I ain't going to get into it. We're going to leave it there. I would love that, but we need to organise so we can bring our own. What are you on about the late night rant live streams? Look at upgrade an AAPO1 for a carbine build. What part should I swap ASAP for increased durability, reliability? At most, I will occasionally burst fire and fall. The first thing I'd say about swapping an AAPO1 is get some kind of steel hammer, because the hammers do break. That's the most crucial part to start with, to be honest. When you're going to restock your shop, as soon as possible. Production's maxed. We're getting the impacts back in stock. We've got the multi-shot bases to do. And then I've got to do a massive restock on everything on the site. It's just the impacts have took priority. It's as simple as that. Things will get better over time. It's just when you're launching a new product like that, it takes a significant amount of money. The money comes out of pot. The pot is a finite amount of money. So when we did that, you could very much empty your accounts and restock everything. But you need to be careful. And I've learned this over the years running businesses, that you need to be careful with your cash flow. You need to not overstep. You don't want to get yourself into a position where it could be detrimental to your business. And I've learned that the hard way. So yeah, just trying to do it all properly. We'll get the impacts restocked. That's going to be the next couple of weeks, few weeks. The multi-shot bases, a couple of weeks. When all that's done and in, we start assembly. When they're here, I'll probably start production on parts. So the main parts to restock at the moment, off the top of my head, AKM hop arms. I do want to make a slight change to the arm because people are saying they're getting side hop in the AKXs, which I think I know what it is. Titan nubs in aluminium, blowback weights, the GB buffer, the Get a Blaster buffer. So there's loads of stuff to restock, and there's a lot of new parts I want to do as well. The MP7 M-Pass, for instance. I know M-Passes, I need those restocked. Those will be restocked soon. They're already in production. We use a different manufacturer for that. Just wanted to say that I found you while looking for the salvo. I actually stayed because you're one of the most on-point channels out there. Thanks for content, mate. Keep you strong. Chris, thank you very much. I probably don't see the positive comments as much as I see the bad ones. So when people like yourself reach out and say that, it's massively appreciated, honestly, because, and many people will tell you this, and the last person that experienced this was Ed, 6mm Badger, because he came over from the States to play, went to a game, and he's like, we're having a discussion, he just, you know, he agreed with me. The person you see on camera here is the person that I am. I'm not pretending to be someone else on camera. This is who I am. And I get a lot of flack for that. I get a lot of flack for just speaking my mind and speaking the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth to be spoken because it goes against their beliefs or whatever. I don't know. It goes back to the grenades, you know, the impacts. You know, you see these. I need to be diplomatic here. You see these people in these groups, and they shit talk you. They say bad stuff about you because they've possibly had a bad experience with me or the site. Has that person made an effort to reach out to me? Now, they might have sent me an email, it might be missed. They could have called me up. My phone number is easily found. They could have rang me up and said, I've had a problem with this, and I'd have solved it, but they don't. Instead of getting the problem fixed, and there's one person in mind who had an issue with one of the propane adapters, and it was communication going through someone else. He had a problem with his propane adapter, and I said to this person who was the intermediary, I said, just tell him when we launch the V2s, because he's had a problem, when we launch the V2s, when it's in stock, tell him to contact me and I'll send him a V2 to replace it. Happy days. The V2s get restocked. Obviously, I'm a busy man. That person does never contacts me, ever. Doesn't DM me or anything, which they could have done. And then he's one of these trolls that just goes off and slags me off online constantly. Like, it's honestly kind of sad that they do it, because it's just like, have you got nothing else better to do? But there you are. I'm being very diplomatic the way I'm talking there. I've learned to hold my tongue over the years. You won't like what I would say if I didn't have to be, you know, just calm down a little bit. So, been looking at their files, but looking for sales. Interesting printers using nice build. Let's talk about the firewide. AKM hop up was great for me. Yeah, many people do. There's just a couple of people that have said they've experienced side hop. One guy said he just curved the angle on the left hand side of the arm just a little bit. So I think sometimes there might be a bit of discrepancy in the AKXs where the barrel or whatever the hop sits into, whether it has a casting error or something that just pushes on it. So I'm just gonna literally, I'm not changing the arm at all. Just where it comes down on the side and you've got like this point like that, I'm just going to smooth that off slightly. That's all I'm going to do. MP7 CNC hop arms would be an idea, as a stock one is a bit flexible. Is that VFC or Marui? Any chance you'll make a Get a Blaster ambi bolt paddles? I lost mine and can't find a seller anywhere. Potentially. We'll look at anything. Once production's back up and running and we're free, I am going full bore into new products, and I've got a lot of new products already designed. It's just getting to that stage. You need to walk before you can run type thing. With your 20-ish years of experience, what do they know? I know. People talking from inexperience, telling someone who is very experienced that they're wrong. And don't be wrong, if I am wrong, I'll always say it. Like, one video people like to roast me about in the forums is the Archwick SPR, and I made a mistake. I hadn't built it correctly. I didn't look at the instructions. I criticised it because I hadn't built it properly. But I came back on a second video, which they don't tell you, and said, look, I'm a dumbass. I did something wrong. This is how you meant to do it. I made a mistake. It's on me. The product is absolutely fine. So I'll admit when I'm wrong. This may seem controversial. No, they don't have anything better to do. Exactly. Exactly. Marie MP7 hop arm. I could have a look at that. Yeah. Ping me a message in the Discord and remind me, and I'll take a look. Just because I get bombarded by emails. So if you ping me a message in the Discord with your idea, we'll have a look at it, see if we can do it. I sent you a Discord DM. I'd love one because it's sad that it's missing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. Sounds like a busy few months. Yeah. Have you ever thought on making handguards? Could, yeah. It's something we could definitely make. It's just, what do you make? I'd like to do some parts that are what I would consider a legacy part. And what I mean by that is I would love to, with all the problems that we've had getting the die-free Kung Fu's in, which we're trying to resolve at the moment. Our last £1,600 shipment got destroyed because it was labelled up as weapons when it wasn't. It was just plastic grips. So I'm trying to solve that now with die-free Co. But I would like to make a legacy product. So I would like to design like a pistol grip like that for, like, you know, MWSs and such, but also market it towards real world stuff and have something that, like, design something that works so well, like a Kung Fu, but obviously we'll do it in a different way. And just be able to have that just constantly be made and constantly available, and hopefully make something that people really enjoy and like and find comfortable. Where do you get your designs manufactured? Well, that is a trade secret, but we use many different factories. We use different factories for different things. I got an MTW speedo adapter from an Eager, and it was great. One of the reasons why I trust your opinions over most others, same with Negative Airsoft and Jason at Longbow, you'll actually know your stuff and admit when you got something wrong. Again, it's not saying, there are people out there that will never admit when they're wrong, and you will never grow that way. You'll never improve. Any chance of a replacement buffer spring for the Ghetto Blaster? I lost my spare. The Ghetto Blaster is excellent, and I've not touched my MWS since buying it. I bought it after finding videos. So you've lost the spare. So the spare is actually different. So the one that comes, you know, in the box separate, I've never touched, because the one that shipped in the rifle was absolutely fine. I think when I changed it over to the one that came spare in the box, it was a little bit worse. So that was fun. We could do Ghetto Blaster. We could do Ghetto Blaster buffer springs, but is it really needed? Is the question. Yeah, been nothing but a gentleman when dealing with the not able. You've been nothing but a gentleman when dealing with the not able to get the impact here in the States from you. We'll always support you in your products. Yes, Kevin. Working on a workaround. Ideally, if we can try and set it up to get someone who's like a dedicated importer of that. I'm not sure how that would work, but or we can find a way that we can ship it without any restriction, basically. So I appreciate you and your understanding, though. I know it's a pain to receive that email, especially when you're looking forward to it. So I do apologise for that. So down for legacy grips. Yeah, just I am not the I have some ideas for a good grip, but I'm not the with the type of modeling that it would need, I'm a little bit out of my depth. Same sweatshops that Novrich uses. For real, actually, I would be down for a complete Jaeger suite. What I want is an M4 style selector that doesn't get switched by accident from semi to safe. Like a barrel with wings or something. Barrel with wings. You have to elaborate on that one, I'm not quite sure. With the DE MWS Danny Defense clone, Have you had any issues with the hop overhopping with the hop off? I haven't, but it is a that is like an inherent. They had an issue with that from like the early N4s, and basically where you've got the hop arm in a double eagle M4, if you try to turn the hop arm off, it's got like a little stop which sits on the hop unit, which stops you turning it off like more. And what we found in the early N4s was that if you just filed that down a little bit, especially when you put in like a flamingo rubber and a Titan nub, it was over hopping. Yet if you just filed that down a bit so it could relieve the pressure a bit more often than not, it fixed it. So I would give that a go. I did do it on one of my videos, so you'd have to find it. Thoughts on an airsoft Christmas vid, i.e. purchase recommendations and upgrade pass? That's a good idea. Hello, Jack. Hello, fella. Just bought a Well G12 submachine. Airsoft needs a suppressor. Which would be the best? Thanks, mate. G12. I can't quite remember what model that is. G12. Is that like a Mac? Like a Mac 11? Anyway, the Reaper's done. I've fixed the issue with the strap. Let me try it. Let's try it on again. See if it fits. Oh, I'm glad the live stream's still going and YouTube hasn't been a pansy about it. So we need to loosen that a bit more. It's probably the way I'm sitting, to be honest. Oh. Trying to adjust it on the fly. So, oh, it's close. I reckon we get that on. Quick detach, clips in. I would probably want this a little bit higher. It being a chest rig, it's not a belly rig. So yeah, it's to be honest, that's really comfy. I'd have to adjust the straps a little bit, maybe pull them in a little bit tighter. But with those little ruler markings, it's going to be really easy to center them. So I'm going to have to spend a bit of time. Side pouches where they normally are, front pouches. Surprised how secure it is, like it doesn't move. I was fixing an air fryer, so I didn't realise you were live. Fixing an air fryer? So yeah, there's the Reaper rig. Another expensive endeavour for some tactical gear, but I know my investment is going to be good because of how good my plate carrier is. And it's going to be a shorter setup. So if I want to run, you know, pistol only, if I want to run HPA, to be honest, with how these pouches are a little bit tighter when they're new. So my SMG mags, I want to have different placards. It'll all be coming up in the proper video that I've done, which will explain it a bit better. I didn't buy the €521 bundle. I had to buy everything separately in the UK. It totaled, so everything you see here, which is a lot of products all added in, and the new sling was a total of about $650. That was shipped as well. So this is the new sling. This is the new Reflex 3D rifle sling. And the packaging for this is like a bloody iPhone. So Reflex sling. It comes with the QD points, which are nice. They look very good quality. What I like about this, and I fully recommend going and watching Agilite's video on this. So this material, it's padded, but at the same time, it flexes. Now you probably won't see that. It's only just barely, but they've managed to do some wizardry with the woven material that makes it padded and flex. So I predominantly use, in fact, I've got it over here, I can show you. I use the Ferro Concepts, is it Slingsters? So I've got two. I've got a multi-cam one, which I use on all my rifles that have QD points. I've also got like a Ranger Green one, which is permanently attached to my M733. But yeah, they've got this system where they've got these toggles. So you'll have this wrapped around you. That goes on the back, the other opposite side of the stock. This goes to the front of the handguard, so you can use your replica fine. And then what you do is, while it's slung, you basically take this toggle. It won't move unless you pull this tab. You pull that tab forward like that, and it really shrinks down the size. So when you've got it sat across your chest, when you're not actually using the thing, that's fine. And then when you're ready to go, you basically pull your replica out. I'm trying to use good terminology here. And it's the best sling system I've ever used. And yeah, it's very good. Ferro Concept Slingsters. There's the logo. I can't remember how much these are. I think they're like 50 to 70 pounds. But I'm really interested in that Agilite one. The annoying thing is, if the Agilite one's good, I'm going to end up spending money to get more of them. Let's have a look. The Agilite Balaclava Breathable, in need of a new one plus helmet cover. Shall I show you? What did I do with it? This is the Agilite Balaclava. It is superb. So you're going to have to bear with me while I put this thing on. It's recently out the washing machine because I went to a game day, used this thing, and then put it in my kit bag, forgot to wash it, went to another game day, and I was like, oh, this whiffs a bit. I was like, but I have to use it anyway. I can't do anything about it now. So I did two CQB game days with it. So I had to get it home and get it washed. It's freshly washed, so it's a little bit more tighter because it's been straight out of the washing machine. So yeah, this thing's brilliant. Now, mainly the reason why I run this is because, one, it keeps what little hair I've got left out from like pulling on my helmet, and the second one is it holds my I've got an NB tactical mesh mask, and basically I just place this and I just place it underneath it, and it's got plenty of elasticity to retain it. And the NB tactical one that I use is the one without the nose piece, and it is ridiculously comfy. Most of the time I forget it's even there. It's not sitting right at the moment because I haven't got my helmet on. But I don't like things on the bridge of my nose as well. Any type of mesh mask that I've had on the bridge of my nose has always rubbed me up the wrong way. And I was going to see if I could try and just 3D print like a little clip-on cover that basically just, imagine just clipping it in, and it just gives you like a little plastic piece here that doesn't touch your nose, just sits out in front, just to stop your nose getting shot to bits. Because I had my nose absolutely popped open the once in a CQB game. I came around the corner, and as I came around the corner, a guy was standing in CQB with an M16, and as I peered around the corner like that, his barrel was there, and he jerked, like, because he didn't expect me to come around the corner, pulled the trigger with the barrel touching my nose, and I remember it just popped my nose open. And since then I started wearing mesh. Right, Toxicant Z plate when? I'll get on it as soon as I can. It's on the list. Don't you worry. So I know the toxic ones are a little bit soft, aren't they? The sling packaging is a step up on the quality. Yeah, it really is. No power, so managed to fix it. Talking so much to myself is really driving my throat out. How did you find the Salvo BRM 180? Hopefully going to use mine this weekend. It is phenomenal. It is so good. Now, I can't speak to the barrel performance at range. I was going to try and get, I haven't been to on the range for a while, just because I've been so busy, but I'm going to try and get on the range. I need to do the Salvo BRM 180. I need to do the Daniel Defense Mark 18. I need to do the MP9. What else new have I had? Yeah, there's a lot of guns to record. But in terms of CQB, the thing was so snappy. The gun is chunky but lightweight for its beefiness, and I couldn't believe how quiet it was. You change over to RG on that rig. I am, yeah. So chest rig, I've gone to Ranger Green. It should work well with my through dark stuff. So hopefully it's all sort of matches okay. That knit looks way thinner than I expected in a good day, in a good way. Yeah, it's very thin. It's very, very thin indeed. It's very breathable. And yeah, it's very comfy, so you can almost see through it. It's not much at all, just keeps all your hair and stuff out of the way, especially on the helmet. My £2 Ali Ballies do me well with like that one, yeah. An idea about a 3D print thing we'll discuss in Discord at some point. What belt would you recommend for a belt setup? I would run pistol mags with 1 or 2 larger pouches. Now, again, budget is going to come into this. I've had a bunch of 511 belts, which have been phenomenal. But I did recently upgrade from my 511 ones. And again, you're going to think I'm an Agilite shill, but I upgraded to their magnetics belt. This is expensive. It is better than my 511 ones, but it still does the same job. I just love the fact that I can line this up at the back of my belt. The magnets just clip in. Not only that, I find like all the stitching and sort of the molly segments on the belt. It's covered in cat at the minute because the cat loves it. But all the segments, you can mount your pouches this way. You can also do them, I believe you can do them at an angle as well with this belt. It's just a very, very high quality belt. Really do like it. I just keep forgetting the inner belt when I go to airsoft, so I can't use it. Bro, if someone shot you with an M16, it will go through your head. What's that got to do with anything? What is it used for? I love you that the Z plate is the biggest letdown. Oh, I love you. That Z plate is the biggest letdown. It is. Speaking of toxicants, Virtus recall springs at some point, maybe. Virtus recall springs. Do they have a problem with the recall springs? I'll put a few days aside for the on the range videos. Yeah, I'll get back to it soon. Ultimate legacy product idea, accuracy range fix for VSCs. That's going to need some Tony Stark levels of cleverness there. Nothing that I've tried so far has worked. Good night, Pompous Whale, and thanks for popping in from Japan. Good to see you. No need to get a good belt too. Just another thing on my list of things I want. Hi, Scott. We've already built the thing, so we've already built the thing that I was mainly going to do. So I was shooting a video for this new rig, and I'd done the unboxing and explaining what I was buying part, and then I was like, I'm going to go away now on the video, put all this together, and then come back and talk about it. And then while I was sat here, I'm gonna have to build all these things. I'll just jump on a live, and that was like an hour and a half ago. So Agilite Reaper. It's gone for Ranger Green this time, and it's very compact. It's probably hard to tell on this camera light, like what it looks like, because it's very dark. But yeah, can't wait to give it a try. I'll probably give it a try this Saturday because I'm heading down to HC2 on Saturday. So if you're in the area, come and join us. Need patches. Yeah, okay. Design me a patch and I'll make patches. I just don't have any good patch designs. Yeah, when I was talking about M16, it was like an airsoft rifle from point blank. So it wasn't a real M16. It would have ripped my face off. I'm not trying to tell dodgy stories, but yeah, it was an airsoft rifle. It was only doing like 350 feet per second, but he was hiding behind the corner, and as I poked my nose around, he pulled the trigger. You should have gotten the battle shell instead of the admin pouch. The battle shell? The battle shell? I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, it did hurt. I was covered in blood, and I remember going back to because I had a protective face mask, and I was just back then I didn't like to have anything on my face. I felt it quite restrictive. But but you learn your lesson. And since that day, I've always, if I'm going to a CQB environment, outside's not too bad, but in a CQB environment, I mean, technically, I still don't cover my nose, so I haven't learnt my lesson, but yeah. This is, of course, how I set up my Agilite plate carrier. It's pretty much the same setup. It might not look like it, just without all the added bulk. And yeah, as I was saying, I had weighted plates in this, and then I went to some level 3 ceramic plates. And it's almost like just the shape of these ceramic plates just completely transformed how comfortable this was. So I was using these thick, they were like thick pieces of rubber. It was about 5 or 6 kilos extra with all the MWS mags. It weighed an absolute ton. I remember when I had it loaded up, I'd go in safe zones and people go, "Is that heavy?" And I go, "Try pick it up," and they were like, "Ugh." So when I went to some proper level 3 plates, all that went away. I'm a busy man, but for Jaeger I will. You can replace all the trigger box components with steel, but not the bolt itself. Why can't you replace the bolt? Could definitely look at it, yeah. If it can be designed, then we'll make it. There is a Devil Workshop or something like that. Oh, never mind, you're right. Right, chaps, I'm going to go. I'm going to be jumping in the Discord soon anyway. If you guys are in the Discord, come and join us for a chat. It was just a quick live stream just while I was here doing something not very thrilling. I was like, I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride with me. You know, you can suffer just like me. No, I'm just kidding. So thanks for tuning in. I'll leave this video up on the channel anyway, but the proper video of the Reaper rig will be coming out. What time is it now? It will be coming out tonight. So in the next hour or two, you'll be able to see the proper video, and then we'll go over it. So yeah, more streams. I'll try to do some more, mate. We'll have to get on some late night streams. Whiskey meeting. Whiskey stream. I'm not sure what we'll do. We'll perhaps have to do it in the Discord where people can jump in and have a chat. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. I know it's not super interesting. I was actually talking to somebody today about live streaming while in game, and they reckon that you couldn't do it. Not sure how true that is. I thought you could do it on Twitch, maybe not. But thanks everyone. Video will be going up tonight. Hope you enjoy it. Keep an eye out for it. And many more stuff coming. I need to get on the range and do the MP9 stuff and other bits and pieces. It's just everything's coming at once. So appreciate you all. Thanks for your support over the years, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. Cheers, guys.